Hi everyone, welcome to our Global Citizens class. I'm really excited to get to know you all, and I'm excited to tell you a little bit about myself and let you know a little more information about the class as we get started here today. I have been teaching as an adjunct for Baker since 2014, and I teach education courses for them both on ground and online, and had the good fortune to create this elective course, Fostering Conscientious, Courageous Global Citizens, a few years ago, and have been able to really tailor the curriculum to both understanding the Holocaust and other genocides, as well as what is happening in our world today and how we bring that to our students in the classroom in effective ways and help them to become conscientious about what's happening in the world and help them to actually be courageous in the ways that they handle the issues that are happening in society today, so that they are able to go out into this world and into our global economy and into our global society and truly become global citizens. When you think about it, we can't even really get to school in the morning without experiencing lots of parts of our globe. If you just look right now at the labels inside the clothing that you're wearing, and you look at the different countries of where your clothing came from and where it was made, that could be 3 or 4 different countries depending on what you're wearing. If you think about the food that you've eaten so far today, and you think about where that food was grown, who did the planting of the food, who did the picking of the food, who did the processing of that food, where was that plant located, how was it shipped to the store where you got it, all of those things that go into the actual product getting to our tables and getting into our bodies. It is a global process, and that's just our food and our clothing that we're talking about. It could go even further when you think about what you're driving, think about your house, the products in your house, where they come from, and who has made them. Think of all the hands across the world that have been part of what we use every day just to function in our own day-to-day living. And when you think about how technology is connecting us and connecting our world, all of that helps to make it even more urgent that we help our students to be able to conduct themselves in this world and to understand and respect all people in the world that we live in and that we function in. So we're going to be doing kind of a combination of things. We're going to be reading All But My Life by Gerda Weissman Klein, because we're anchoring this course in a study of the Holocaust. The Holocaust was a seminal event in our history in which this killing was so massive, and it was done by one of the most modern, most educated societies in the world, and it was so atrocious that a new term had to be coined for it, the term genocide. And as a result of the Holocaust, the United Nations did the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And all of that has led to this idea of our world, and that we have a responsibility so that when people are being killed, countries, especially countries in power, need to step up and need to do something about it. When there's injustice occurring, people need to speak up. So we're going to talk not only about the Holocaust and other genocides and the United Nations and global issues, but we're also going to talk specifically about the United States and issues in the United States, which is why the second book that we're reading for the course is Ta-Nehisi Coates' Between the World and Me. This book is a memoir, kind of. It's a letter that he wrote to his son, to his teenage son. Ta-Nehisi Coates is an African-American writer. He writes for The Atlantic. He is an amazing writer. As an English teacher, I can say he's probably one of my favorite writers. And in this book, he talks about the experiences of African Americans in our country, and it's just a very open, honest look at that. We're going to be looking at issues that are occurring all around the world today, and we're also going to be talking about ways that we can use technology, ways that we can find resources that we can bring into our classrooms, And one of the goals of the course, the culminating project basically, is that you are going to think about the student populations or the area around you if you're not currently teaching, and you're going to be thinking about how this area, this town, this community where you live is affected in some way, where there are problems occurring or there are people who are maybe experiencing prejudice or discrimination or hatred, and what you can do about that. Because when that hatred comes into our classrooms, when our students are bearing the burdens of living in a society or in a community where they're either perpetrators of hatred or they are bystanders when they see this occurring, or they are victims of trauma, they are victims of discrimination, we as educators need to be able to help them to fight against that. So we're going to look at agencies and professionals in our community who are doing things to help not only teenagers but others in society that we could possibly work with or partner with, and use them as experts or as agencies that could help educate our own students. So you'll be observing these agencies, and then you'll also be thinking about and writing a paper about how to use that with your classroom to apply it to your community and your students, wherever that may be. So that is kind of an overview of the class, and just a little bit of information about me. I am a teacher. I'm a high school English teacher at Blue Valley West High School. I've been teaching high school since 1989, and my first job was at St. Thomas Aquinas High School. I taught there for almost 25 years, and in 2013 I took a leave because I had my youngest child. She's the youngest of 5 children, and I stayed home with her for a year, and during that year I decided I needed to make some kind of change in my life. And so I not only got a job at Blue Valley West High School, but I also got a job as an adjunct at Baker. So I have been working as a full-time English teacher. I teach AP Lit, I teach honors sophomores, and I also teach a elective at Blue Valley that I helped to write the curriculum for, and it's called Global Citizens Awareness to Action. It's a semester elective course, and I just finished up last semester with a group of sophomores through seniors, and I'll share some of the experiences of that class with you as we go along this semester. So I have lots to share and lots to talk about, and I am really looking forward to everything. So thank you.